Hi everyone, my name is Craig Holmes. I'm a Senior Associate at Helix Legal. Our next pitcher is Richard McKeon. He's the founder of E2EFI Platforms, which is part of the Integrated Capital Group. This group provides private infrastructure, platform services and fintech applications for a broad range of financial transactions. E2EFI Trust is in beta release and proving to be a must-have cash flow management and compliance solution that gives complete control over project and retention trusts. Can everyone please welcome Richard? Thank you.
All right. Hello. Firstly, thanks to Helix Legal for organising this event and asking me to speak. And also thanks for coming along to listen to what a high-tech future with construction trusts might look like for you. Is that working okay? There's my phone. So the problem that we're solving, and I will do this as a pitch, so it is put together as a pitch. So the problem we're solving is the lack of compliance software for construction trusts that fits neatly with existing systems without a lot of complex handoffs, and that avoids the risks and penalties and fines under the Building Industry and Fairness Act. So our solution to this problem has been to build cloud-based trust software that integrates with all of the off-the-shelf general ledger packages commonly used by contractors for their primary working account general ledger systems. So we're in discussions with MyOb, Xero and other providers to become part of their ecosystem for bundling our E2EFI Trust product with their flagship products. Of course, you can keep using any of your applications that update your general ledger, such as PayApps, Procore and similar, because we extract the data at the primary general ledger level. So once the data is synchronised onto our platform and cross-reconciled, we use scenario rules to maintain a fully compliant smart trust ledger, which can talk back and forth with the primary work account general ledger systems. Our solution is, from a technical point of view, it's very readily scalable. Our software is written in cloud-native protocols such as React for highly responsive applications. And we've built our own smart database of all the possible trustee beneficiary scenarios, which can generate appropriate updates for each scenario for posting to ledger accounts. And that's really what we now call our smart ledger system. So it's essentially a smart general ledger. And we're using enterprise-grade technology for immutability and audit verification purposes. And I'm certainly the fin side rather than the tech side, but we have a team of software developers working on it as we speak. So because this is a pitch, I'll do it as a pitch, and every good pitch should have an ask. And the ask I'm going to put out there is we'd like to get as much real financial data as we possibly can get our hands on that is from trust account bank accounts. It's really to help us stress test our platform before our go live date, which will be in June 23. So we've done extensive modelling already with data that QBCC provided, but we would definitely like to get more data, as much or as little as anyone has in any particular format that's available. You can anonymise that data and we'll sign an NDA if that's required. But we're happy to receive that data, run it through our system that we're building, and we're happy to share the outcome of what your data looks like in a smart trust ledger system. So just a little bit about us. That was the us. Sorry, I'm not very good on controlling doing everything at once, not a multitasker. So about us. So why would you give us your data and, hand it over to us? So we're a fintech scale-up and we're based here at the precinct. I'm a chartered accountant by profession and have a team of IT professionals working in-house directly behind, basically our office is directly behind the Stair Stadium. So we develop and support software for our E2EFI platforms. And the common thread in all the applications that we develop is that they are for contracts about money with specific terms and conditions about how that money is to be used by the parties to those contracts. So we also provide private cloud for accounting practices throughout Australia using Microsoft products, but I say that purely because that's why we do have a lot of insight into general ledgers and integration with general ledgers. We deal with a lot of accounting software as it is now. So that really is just as at the end of December 22, across various products that we have, but it's really private credit continues to be our mainstay product, and it's running, it's up and running now, and we have funds are being lent out and assets developed and loans repaid. It's written specifically as a peer-to-peer first mortgage lending system via legally binding, lawyer-prepared loan contracts with all transactions controlled and recorded on our platform. And essentially we disintermediate the banks in that process by putting family office money and funding directly into the hands of suitably qualified borrowers, predominantly property developers, and they are suitably qualified, and so it's a relatively small stable of borrowers that we currently have. But it was really, we first reviewed the Building Industry Fairness and Security Payments Act from the perspective of our private credit system. But it soon became obvious that the common thread I mentioned before is present within the trust accounts and the trust requirements, namely contracts about money with specific terms and conditions about how that money is to be used by the parties to those contracts. So in this case, contracts, of course, are head contracts and subcontracts and trustee and beneficiary relationships. It is about money because there's project trust account bank accounts and project trust and retention trust account bank accounts. And there are specific terms and conditions that, particularly with the trust stuff, trust requirements, because there's legislative requirements as well as contractual requirements that need to be dealt with. And so those different obligations specify how those parties to those contracts need to interact. So really that was where and why E2EFI Trust started to be developed as a totally separate product. And so we have been working on that for some time, and our current capability is we can set up trust accounts on our system, sub-ledgers, we've built a full suite of all the notifications required under the legislation, payment claims and schedules can be completed, and there are bank feeds and reconciliations. So what we plan on doing, or what we're going to do, is we're going to release that as a contractor version in June, by the end of June 23, so not far away. And then progressively from then we will continue developing the software and release a subcontractor version which will comply with all of the requirements that subcontractors need, access to ledgers, but only specific things related to them. And in addition to that, the big piece which we're doing now, it's underway and expected to be completed really by the end of December 23, will be the integration with all of the general ledger packages that contractors use, or most of the common general ledger packages, most of which are quite open, have very good APIs in and out of. And in addition to that, we're working on the project in certain cases, but predominantly retention trust account requirements that are popping up from other states, and we will prepare versions of our software that will handle the requirements under those different jurisdictions as and when they're complete. I have kept this specifically to 7 minutes, which I hope I'm still on, but that's a very high level overview about us and how we hope to contribute to a not so stressful high-tech future for the construction industry. Thanks very much for listening. I don't know if I've got much time. Happy to take any questions you may have or talk to you afterwards, but I would be very interested to hear everyone's views on trust accounts from their perspective, and also I'd be very interested to hear if anyone would like to talk to me about how we could access some data to run through and stress test our platform. That is it. Thank you for listening. Okay. Thank you.